Hey, welcome back to PCM Yeti, episode 133. As we set off on our final mountain stage that we will control, reason being the remainder of the mountain stages are proper mountain stages with mountaintop finishes. We just aren't strong enough to contend with those. We've already seen Bamert come up well short of the other pure climbers because of his proper mountain rating that he has, even on a very, very short stage overall. He was still unable to contend with the top GC guys. So as we get into this stage, what's different about it and why this will be the final one we do is it's the last medium mountain stage of this race. We have 4 categorized climbs. We also have a repeated double short climb near the end, repeated here and then again at the finish line. That actually has some cobble to it as well, so it could be an interesting finish. But if we can navigate those climbs today, we could find ourselves competitive for this one as one of our last best chances at stealing a stage, especially for our team leader for this one in Bamert. Still chasing that breakaway pretty hard right now. And our race day condition, it's all green, but it's actually not looking too good here. Joe might be one of our protected guys. I think we'll try to protect Vasilisk guy just in case, and then we will focus on the others. Okay, they're down to 3 guys left at the front, as 2 of them have been dropped off. We're already climbing, and we're already suffering. This is bad timing on that one. Hopefully the peloton is finally going to be content with 3 riders away here very shortly. We'll make that 0. Novak attacking now. 80 for the effort. Sean Vasilov's guy struggling through this one. Okay, the first part of this, but then the climb proper. It's 13K. 13K. There is no way we can handle the tempo that's being set right now, as there is absolutely zero agreement on what should happen with the breakaway. But and now we're looking at massive breakaways, and I'm guessing that there's going to be contenders in those. That's a peloton. That is a peloton gone clear. That's 48 riders gone clear. I have to react. This is not going well, and there's absolutely no chase happening in this group. It's just riders attacking to go clear to join the riders that are away. Let's use Ortiz. Set a tempo, please. We'll follow that, so at least we're contributing to this chase. 2 riders away, just over 2 minutes ahead, and things look to be settling down. Gap on the front 2 opening. They are 4 minutes ahead and contained within that group. Novak, who attacked early, along with Busato. They aren't riding hard at all, but they are fighting for the KOM. 4 minutes ahead. Through the first climb. Crisis averted. Starting climb number 2, and it's a double, as we'll have climb 2 and 3 back to back. Gap to the front has come back down, as there was a chase for the intermediate sprint. And with that huge acceleration, we pulled back about 2 minutes on the breakaway very quickly. It's opened back up again by about half a minute since then, but we seem to be holding on pace-wise a lot better and holding firm with the front 2. Once we get through the double climb, if we take it easy through there, then we should be set. We'll be able to get water. We'll have our full group for the final climb, and the front 2 will still be under control. On the flat, you can pull that gap back very, very quickly, as the 2 of them won't have much firepower, and they'll be trying to save themselves for the climb, where they actually are pretty dangerous. They open it back up a little bit, but it's inside 7 minutes. Our whole team is looking good, looking fresh, inside 90K, and we're on to climb number 3 of the day. Gap opening very quickly at the moment, though. That was them attacking at the top, though. But adding a minute and a half, 2 minutes to the gap, is going to make it dangerous on the attempt to catch. They've got a very good chance to win the stage now that it's opened up to 10 minutes. 10 minutes the advantage to those 2. At 6 to 7, it was looking pretty good that we can catch them. I don't think it's going to happen now. We've pulled back a minute and a half as we come up on 60K to go, and the cobble sector and climb that we're going to have as we're getting Shaw taking care of the water. That is our cobbled sector. It's very skinny. It's also a climb. You're going to want to be well positioned for that one, and then you continue on over the top. You descend, and we should see a finish line. There's 1K, and there's the finish line. It's a profile I like. It's very much a profile I like, but the front two, gap's down to 7 minutes. We've pulled back 2 minutes of the extra time that they gathered. At 4 or 5 minutes, it would be a lot more manageable. At 6, yeah, I'm not so sure. Not so sure, but at 82, we are struggling to hold position. We are coming up on the last intermediate sprint of the day, though, so there's a push from the sprinters. Dali leading that competition. Shaw is still fourth. If we could win a stage and have Shaw well placed, especially the next stage as a sprint stage, one of the last two, if we can win that, then we're golden. So set to an 85 for now. Gap 550. It's got to come down during this climb, but at the same time, we want our team to make it over the top. So we're in kind of a tricky scenario, but it's opened up to 6.5 minutes as those front two are pushing on. So let's get involved here and set Ortiz to an 83, and then we will set Ponamar. Yes, we'll set Ponamar to protect Bammert. Sky can't keep up with the pace of Ortiz, so we'll push on a little bit harder. Ortiz with Leal doing the work. Gap's still going out. It means those two are digging pretty deep. They're already near the top, though. But the problem is Gap's going the wrong direction. So instead of pulling them back to about 5 minutes, where I'd say maybe, just maybe, you have a chance, it's looking very, very likely that they are going to win the stage. So our efforts will then be for third. Peloton's down to 90. Peloton is down to 90. Let's see if everybody's still here, because we are getting Abdullah. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. No wonder it's taking forever to get back there. Sky is hanging in there, but it's 3.5K to go. And he and Shaw are both on the verge of getting dropped, meaning it's not going to end up resulting in a sprint for us. Sky got dropped just based on pace. There goes Ortiz getting dropped. We're down to 74. 1K from the top, but that's not quite the summit, actually. Right now, I'd rather just see our team make it. Not quite the summit, not quite the summit. Still going up. It's just easing off. Down to 56. Montez will recover. Ponamar, these guys will recover. They will make it over the top. We'll be okay. 55 to contend, but it's still a 6-minute gap on those two, meaning no way it's happening. Even if you shave those 2 minutes off, like, it was kind of looking like it wasn't going to happen. We get a split? No. Oh, temporary split. Okay, position recovered and recovery ongoing for the descent. We'll still ride for third. We'll still ride to see if we can split off, maybe gain some time, give Bammert a chance at a decent overall finish. Not that we're going to worry too much about it. Okay, recovery's not going that well. Ortiz is, yeah, no, too far back. Ooh, it did split, 36. And they're riding on. Gap's coming down pretty quickly, but those front two have just a very healthy advantage. And he spurts away from the group. He's going for a moment, it split again. Novak attacking his partner. That actually could give us a tiny chance on catching them. Montez Gel, Abdullah will follow. I'm not paying attention to punchiness or cobble rating at this point. It's really energy on those front guys. Back here, Ponamar very punchy. So it's Free Salam. Panamar's a better sprinter to lead out. And Bammert's that leader that we want to lead out for. He's the punchiest, but not the best sprinter. So Ponamar might actually end up having a better chance at doing something. However, what are we going to do? It's a 4-minute gap to the front, too. So I don't think we're in position to contest the stage. Montez work forward. Yeah, it's back together, 35. At least it's not 55. Okay, Montez just pulling out front, doing the work. 92 gel kicks in very late. Out of energy onto Abdullah. So Otto, he's not going to keep up. 3 stars, 600 meters. We're already coming up on it, 6.7K. Abdullah will not last long with this. Accelerate. Abdullah hits the cobbles and is done onto Free Salam. 95, we're already most of the way up here. Panamar, Bamert, yeah, we're pulling them along. We're doing good on that part. Abdullah, Otto. Okay, we split off the field. We've split off the field. We've added 2 riders and 20 chasers. There's the breakaway claiming victory. Bussato finishes ahead of Novak. Free Salam's already supposed to be sprinting, but it's just 2 rounded. 1K to go. Panamar, the sprinter, and Bamert. And there's your front 5 riding. We don't even get third, so we can't even get the 4 seconds. It's Mark Hershey ahead of Panamar, the sprinter, and then Bamert. No, Free Salam actually was ahead of Panamar. He was 4th. But we get a 4, 5, 6 on this one. It was almost a sweep the podium type situation, except for a 2-man break taking it, and Hershey beating our 3 guys. Johannesson follows it up and goes in with us. And then we've got a pretty healthy advantage, about 37 seconds, maybe 36 seconds, over the chasing peloton. So we will gain half a minute over everybody else today. Good result. The what could have been, as in podium sweep, was negated by Hershey anyway, plus of course the breakaway taking a couple-minute victory. 38 seconds gained by our trio. It would have been nice if we could have also gotten 4 seconds, but Bamert was the last of our 3 anyway, as he lacked top speed. But that's also a pretty small group behind us, and then spread out into pretty big time gaps. 3.5 minutes down on the breakaway 2. Bamert moves up back into the top 10. Johannesson moves up to 6th by going with us, and that tight-knit group of 6 to 11th, Johannesson has taken over the lead of that group. Bamert, who was on the tail end of that group, has moved up a spot. So behind us is only Malassi, Power Prost, among a small group that actually lost a big chunk of time. Jorgensen moves ahead of Mariani, and Cousteau, Vingegaard, Fischer-Black, their gaps all unchanged. In fact, the entire top 5 did not seem to have any change in gap. Free Salam has moved into the top 20. 16 was a big mountain stage, and Bamert did pretty okay with it, just 48 seconds down on the overall, with Del Toro winning the stage ahead of Buitrago and Vingegaard. Cousteau was behind us in the standing, so Vingegaard has moved into the race lead with Fischer-Black taking over 2nd. Perfect scenario for Visma. They don't take over the race lead until after 16 stages. Right there, just seconds off the lead, and Lidl Trek doing all that freaking work. Suddenly Cousteau's down to a distant 3rd place, and his podium in jeopardy with Buitrago moved right up on his butt. So top 4 very, very clear, but then the battle is no longer for 6th down, it's now 5th down. Arrieta losing a big chunk of time. So Mariani 6:19, Johannesson 6:34, Arrieta 6:39, 7:01 for Bamert, who's up to 8th place with that decent performance on the day. Power Prost, Del Toro moving well up into the top 10. He is 9 minutes down though. We've got a 2-minute cushion to him. We've got a just over minute cushion behind us for that 8th place, but it's very, very close. I mean, this group is all down to 10, 11, Vinther in 11th. We are out of the top 10, Free Salam down to 25, or 10. I mean, top 20 with Free Salam. Mariani still wears the under 25s, by the way. Bamert is 42 seconds behind him. Vinther is also dangerous with all these mountain stages to come at 4 minutes. And we are down to 5th as a team as Bora Hansgrohe proved to be stronger climbers. We've also got Decathlon AG2R and Lidl Trek at just 4 minutes down. So that could change hands very quickly for 4, 5, 6, and 7. 13K to go on this sprint stage, and it's been one of those really easy, relaxed days before you get into the final few stages of this tour. So Ortiz getting out there and pushing on, and for now I am trying to see what a 99 looks like, and it certainly got us out front. 10k left, so we'll try a 98, but just trying to get the whole team out there placed. Overall race day condition on the whole looks pretty good, but we got 3 guys in red, and that doesn't look great, but we're down to 8k, so pushing on. That's Bammert doing his job. Let's get those next 2 ready. 7k now, definitely getting close to the end. 6.5k. Final 6 kilometers, and we are on to Montez. Still got the full team in place. We're looking pretty good. Inside 5k, a lot of left-right movement through there. Slowed the pace down. Sounds like there was a crash, but it sounds like it was only 1 or 2 riders getting knocked out. Split, 18 riders at the front. 3k, Abdullah sprinting, soft sprinting. Ponemar soft sprinting. Final kilometer into Shaw. And Vasilivsky. Can we hold off the chasers? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We've split the field. It's Koij who's chasing. Shaw, can we make it a 1-2? Yes, Shaw gets the throw to the line over Koij. 3rd win of this Giro. Quite possibly the last one. We only have 1 more stage to play anyway. We'll be in Rome for that. And we very much caught the field out with our high tempo. Had just a little undulation, a little left-right chicane there, and we came out of it with a split group. The sprinters should have already been at the front though, so would there have been? Well, Bammert was not in the first group of 5. He was in group number 2 at 11, 12, 13, 14 chasing. It looks like Ortiz could not keep up with the pace of the sprint. Yeah, what's going to happen GC? Sprint stage, probably no gaps given. Confirmed, no gaps given. In the points, though, Shaw moves up to just 2. He's 8 points out of winning this thing. Do I need to actually go for the points classification over these last couple? It doesn't actually amount to literally anything. It does nothing for us. Shaw will score a few points. It's not going to change anything for us, so no. No, we'll relax. It's okay. Maybe on the last stage, if we're in it, we'll go for it. Vasilivsky's win has brought Belarus from 4 points up to 6 now, though, in popularity. 18 did not go well for us. Bammert finishes 28th on the stage, 2 minutes and 2 seconds down, dropping him 1 spot. Fauer-Prost moving ahead of him, but only 3 seconds down, but also a healthy gap from them to the 4, 5, 6, 7 grouping, who now have more than a minute on us. And we're also just 30 seconds ahead of Ayuso, who just won that stage, moving on up. Del Toro drops to 11th. He's 10 minutes down. Puichago moves on to the podium. Casteau all the way down to 6th place. It looks like we could maybe get ahead of Casteau and see him drop down. Casteau seems to be out of form right now and not performing well at all. Ayuso claims another stage with Mariani. Under 25's jersey wearer getting a firm grasp on that. Vingegaard taking 3rd on the stage, cementing his overall race lead, and we are nowhere to be seen in the top 25 or the top 40 even. It's Ponemar first. Bammert finishes 51st, 3:53 down. The implosion finally occurs. GC is now well out of range. Still a top 15 for Bammert, though, with a 72 mountain rating. His medium mountain has really carried him today with some massive peaks. It was just 1 peak or 2 peaks too many for him. Mariani is all the way up to 4th place at 7 minutes down. It's still Vingegaard. Now it's Fisher Black and Buitrago on the podium. But Mariani, Arrieta, Ayuso up to 6th from well out of contention and just 9 minutes down. He's really, really gone forward. Casteau not losing much time today. He in much better form this time. Johansson is just a few seconds behind. Del Toro and Malesi into the top 10. Fauer-Prost, Bammert, and Colsit, the ones going backwards. Time trial, stage 20. Buitrago takes the win on this one ahead of Guggen and Fisher Black. Fisher Black, is that enough to contest? There is absolutely no sign of the race leader in the top 20, so he absolutely absolutely cuts into the gap, but not enough to take the win. Vingegaard will win this Giro with only one sprint stage left. Fisher Black is going to claim second place. Buitrago is third. Johannesson, Del Toro both move up. Custo drops to 8th. Ayuso drops back down to 9th at exactly 10 minutes behind. And Bammert drops 3 positions with a poor showing down to 15th. And he's got a 71 time trial. Archie Ryan moves ahead of him with a 65. Jorgensen I get, but Colsit, we should have beaten those two guys comfortably. Bammert does not put in a good time trial at all. We have a tiny chance to still win the sprint competition. So Montez, as we head for an intermediate sprint point, is going to lead out for Ponemar, who's going to lead out for Shaw, and Shaw's going to go for it. Shaw is not our sprinter on the day, though, as we have split the field here. 3.5K, 3.5K out. Okay, we're fine. On to Ponemar. 99. Ponemar and Shaw lost way too much ground here. Shaw's not going to get any points. Ponemar, you can just get out of the way. Shaw comes through. I don't know if Shaw got any points on that at all. We were in a good position, and then all of a sudden we weren't just that fast. Montez go back to protecting Shaw. Little late to try again. We'll see. I just got the water task done, so Montez, we're coming up on 3K. We're also coming up on catching those front 3, meaning there's more points available. 2.5K. Ponemar just getting out into position. Let's start sprinting, soft sprinting for Montez. Leading out now for Ponemar at 1.5K. Shaw's got a good lead out this time. 800 meters. He's going to come through and get beat comfortably by these 4. Yeah, it's going to ultimately come down to winning the stage and then some. Ponemar, you're not even set on going forward yet. Somehow he rode off the front. He's on maintained position and was on maintained position. Are these two going to form the breakaway? Trains today and a lot of switchbacks, left, right, chicane kind of stuff. So we are going to get things on the go. Montez, Bammert, Dula, Ortiz, Free Salam, Ponemar. Lead out Shaw. Vasilevsky, we still ride for him. The prospect of a stage win is still better for Vasilevsky, and I don't care about that jersey enough. And Shaw did not put in a good showing against the other sprinters anyway for his 2 intermediate sprints. 11.7, that's it for Montez. On to Bammert. We'll try a 98 for him. 53 left in the field. We've split the field. 10K. Entirely possible with the mixture of chicanes and the undulation that we're facing today, and the really poor weather. Really bad race day condition for a lot of riders. Bammert. You can see how they're just kind of sitting on through this phase. And Bammert's back up to half of his energy restored. Bammert get ahead of Montez. 6K, gels for all. 5K. Tempted to actually soft sprint here. On to Ortiz. 3.7. We got enough guys down the line. We're going to sprint coming out of this corner.
I see a rider with a flat tire. It's happened at a very bad time.
On to Free Salam. Ortiz gets us an extra bike length, and it did not hurt the guys behind him. Free Salam done. On to Ponemar. 1.1K. I hit sprint. Shaw's got a chance here for a podium. Ponemar is going to actually finish ahead of him. Daly takes the win ahead of Brennan. Ponemar grabs 3rd. Shaw grabs 4th. We never even got a sprint for Vasilevsky. He was behind anyway. He ended up covering the gap in the last few hundred meters, but getting back to on the wheel
We're waiting for the back markers who appear to be
But Shaw was the
numerous
best
in this
position to go for it
difficult
anyway.
race.
Shaw still had that little bit of energy. Like I said, things got a little chaotic there, and that big drop downhill, that portion that lasted close to a kilometer. Whoever it was that was riding that one, was that Bammert? No, it was further down the line. Anyway, whoever it was, might have been Bammert. Almost out of energy, and then half energy restored, a full kilometer gone, zero acceleration during that stage. It really altered the finish, which was why I started 3K earlier than I normally would, and obviously we could have gone much earlier than 3K on that one. It was a chaotic finish. It almost set up nicely for us. I mean, we did get on the podium, but Dali, the points jersey winner, goes on and wins the stage here in Rome. We do come away with 3 stages, equaling what we had a year ago. Potamar, Shaw, there's Vasilevsky, Friesland, there's Bammert. No changes. Oh, there are changes. Jorgensen and Ryan both losing time on the final stage, and Bammert moves back up into 13th for a few extra team points in the end. Vingegaard did win ahead of Fischer Black and Buitrago. Dali wins the points classification. Shaw takes third, just 3 points behind Van Morik, but Dali absolutely crushed the competition in the with the addition of winning that final stage. Groves, Brennan, Vasilevsky was 6th. Mountain, Ayuso won it 4 points ahead of Vingegaard, Buitrago. So your GC guys, and then somebody who was a breakaway guy who became a GC guy in the final few stages, made that one close. Mariani, though, absolutely crushed Bamber in the under 25s. At least we got on the podium. At least we got second. Friesland was 5th. Team classification, we moved back up on the final stage ahead of Decathlon, and 6th place. Not bad, considering we did not bring a team of climbers to this event. EF stealing the team classification away from UAE on the final day of this race. That's going to do it for this Giro, though. We are on to the Tour de France, following our national championships, and there's no reason to cover those, so we'll be getting straight into the Tour de France next. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.